Parliament is fast becoming a congress of ambassadors of different and hostile electoral interests instead of being the deliberative assembly of one nation. Politicians and parties are failing to realize that the Congress's triumph over the name and shame list or the opposition's sense of victory over the possible chances of withdrawal of the list are virtual non-issues. Failing to deliver is perhaps a matter of collective shame. In New Delhi, Rahul Srivastava for NDTV.
Well, is this a good thing? Should MPs be named and shamed like this? Joining us tonight, we have Prashant Bhushan, a senior lawyer and activist. We have Tarun Vijay, BJP MP, one of those MPs whose names figured on that bulletin or that circular in the Rajya Sabha. We also have Ajay Gandhi, member of the Association for Democratic Reforms or the ADR, that's done some terrific work in telling us what MPs are doing in Parliament and what they're not. Let me ask Mr. Prashant Bhushan first. Mr. Bhushan, in principle, do you think it's a good idea to name MPs like this to make their names public or do you think it was, as the BJP said, highly unfair that only opposition MPs were in that list?
Well, what we are witnessing today in Parliament is a farce in the name of democracy. Parliament is hardly able to function. There are unruly disruptions all the time. Virtually no business gets transacted in Parliament. I mean, it's a farce that we have reduced Parliament and our democracy to. And something serious certainly needs to be done to correct this and to stop this. Naming and shaming by itself is not enough in my view. In my view, I think the time has come to get tough on these kind of disruptions. Because, I mean, as I said, it's just reduced our democracy and Parliament to a farce. What kind of, whenever we see, we find, of course, it should not be restricted to any one opposition party. Many parties are involved in this, members of many parties are involved in this, but all those members who are involved in disruption of parliamentary proceedings must be identified, and in my view, very strict action should be taken against them. Okay. It is one thing to protest against anything. It's quite another thing to disrupt the functioning of Parliament and not allowing it to function.
Okay, so you're saying, in fact, this is not enough. You believe there should be tougher action, and I'll get into that. But Mr. Tarun Vijay, how do you respond then to Mr. Prashant Bhushan's criticism of the way Parliament is functioning? And, his criticism is what a lot of ordinary folks out there feel today when they see MPs storming the well of the House, when they see that Parliament isn't allowed to run, bills are not passed, legislation is pending. People want to see action. Why was the BJP so outraged about these names being put up in the bulletin?
I'll begin with the two things, that the strictest and the harshest possible action should be taken against those who are soft on Kashmir terrorists and separatists. Those people who take advantage of their so-called judicial positions and think they are the masters of the law. And when they support the separatists and the anti-national elements, the time is now when the toughest action should be taken against them, and they should be put behind bars. Secondly, I'm answering Prashant Bhushan.
Sure.
Right. And secondly, as far as Pakistan is concerned,